Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Giving God all the glory. My name is Anthony Daniels, and welcome to the 5-Minute Facebook Ministry. Today we're coming out of the book of Luke, the 7th chapter, and the 38th verse, 7 and 38. That's Luke 7 and 38. It reads out of the King James Version. And stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed him with the ointment. Again, and stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the tears of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now, this is a description of a sinner, a young lady who comes up to Jesus behind him while he's eating dinner at a Pharisee's house. So while he's sitting there eating, this lady comes up behind him, and she's weeping at his feet. She's weeping at his feet. So this sinner recognizes who Jesus is, and she comes up to him, and she's so moved by Jesus, by his presence, that she starts to cry. And just imagine what this young lady is feeling right now. The compassion and the love of Jesus that has just fallen out on her. And Jesus hadn't said anything to her. And she's crying at his feet. And as she begins to cry, she notices that his feet are not washed, which is an insult to anyone coming to your house back then. If someone came to your house, everybody was with sandals and they didn't have shoes like we do today. So it was either barefoot or had sandals, and you let them wash their feet before they come in to eat. And their hands, and that was not offered to Jesus. So she sees that, and she starts, with her tears, she starts to wash Jesus' feet with her tears. And after she gets his feet clean with her tears, that's how heartfelt she's crying, because she's so in love. She feels the love of Jesus. She's so in love with what she feels. And she begins to dry his feet with the hair on her head. She takes her hair and she starts to dry his feet. And then she kisses his feet, because she wants to worship the Son of God. She wants to worship Jesus. She knows who Jesus is. She can feel it in his presence. And then she anoints him with a jar of alabaster oil that she has. And this is her way of worshiping Jesus Christ and recognizing and worshiping who he is. You see, we have to be in a position to do the same thing. Now, we don't have the physical Jesus here. We don't have the physical Jesus here. But when we seek Jesus, we can feel his presence. And the question is, how will we respond to Jesus' presence in our lives? When I was living in sin, I felt the presence of Jesus. I felt the presence of Jesus. I would go to church, and I would feel his presence. As I was listening to a sermon, just something would come over me. And I knew what it was. I'd been raised in the church. I'd heard about how Jesus touched people, how Jesus called people. And you know what I did when I felt that? I ran. I didn't worship Jesus like this young lady did. I ran. And I ran for years. For a couple of years, I ran for years. I knew God was calling me, but I was having too much fun in the world. And then he had to put me in a place. He had to break me and put me in a place where I realized that I needed Jesus. That I needed Jesus. He didn't need me. I needed him. And see, once I realized that, and once I began to feel like this young lady felt, like this sinner, because I was a sinner. Once I started to accept Jesus' love for me, and I started to worship him, he changed my life around. So I challenge everyone today that, when you feel a calling for something in your life, when you feel the desire to have more, a deeper feeling of who you are, of what you need to be doing, that's God putting that on your heart. That's God telling you to come seek him, because he wants to give you that deeper meaning. He wants to put you in a place where you're supposed to be. He wants you to be in his will, because that's the purpose of your life. That's the purpose that you're looking for. A lot of people come to me and say, there's got to be something better than this. It is. It is something better than this. And you find it in Jesus. You find it in Jesus. I walk around now with the joy of Jesus. No matter what situation I'm in, no matter what is going on, I'm going to have the joy of Jesus. I'm going to have this joy because I know that I'm going to get to spend eternity with God. And that gets me through anything that goes on in this earth. No matter what happens, I know that I'm going to spend eternity with God. And once you get that feeling, once you get that joy, you will realize what your purpose is in life. God will reveal it to you. He'll put you where He wants you to be. You'll be doing the things that He wants you to do. And you can trust Him with that. Hey, that's all the time that I have. Hey, God bless you. God loves you, and I love you too. Have a great, wonderful day.